Mike McCarthy hot seat stuff is back. Clarence Hill has everything we need at the Star. We start to preview a real football game. All of that on today's DLLS Cowboys show, right? Meow. All right, everybody, welcome. It is time for another edition of the DLLS Cowboys Podcast, and we thank everybody who is there. Please like and subscribe. For crying out loud, we sure would appreciate it. Welcome to our crew. As you can see, there's three of us and then some, kind of. I am Jeff Kavanaugh, and it is good to see you. She is Aisha with two eyes. Morrison. He is Joe with one O, Hoyt, with also an O in Hoyt.
With one O?
Yeah.
Two O's. Hey. To the far right is Jesse Holly's Jersey,
yes.
Former Cowboys wide receiver, who last week bragged how incredibly dependable his car is. His car did not get him here today.
He did. We literally jinxed him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And put him on blast. And didn't tell him that we're putting his jersey up here. But he's here with us.
It happens.
Yeah.
This is out of love.
It is. Clarence Hill's out at the Star. We'll get to him in just a sec. So we do have a full show for you today. Full show as opposed to a partial, which we would never do and have never done. So it's always a full show. But what I meant by that is it's jam-packed full of goodies and content. We like the likes. We like the subscribes. We like you. So we're going to visit with Clarence Hill out at the Star. We're going to start to preview Cowboys-Browns real football.
Yes.
In the second segment of today's broadcast. The third one, the third one is Whiteboard. Oh, I forgot it's Whiteboard Wednesday.
It is.
It's Whiteboard Wednesday, everyone. Can we see that?
Mm-hmm.
The early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
So make good decisions, everybody.
What's your favorite cheese? Chat.
Fake cheese.
You like American?
Like the ones, Cheese Whiz. Katya is here too and is just now beginning to realize how powerful she is on the broadcast. She's super producer extraordinaire, and she's realized that she can mute people.
I don't know if I have a favorite
Which is great power. My favorite cheese is actually cheese that I don't even think they can call it cheese. It's the like American slices that aren't real American cheese that are individually wrapped because they'll last through the apocalypse, and I like to make sure that my cheese is always ready for me and that it's not going to go moldy.
Hey, a good cheese that can have your back is a good cheese. You know?
Yeah.
I think I would say it's hard.
I would like to say the way you said say was
It's hard between Gouda and mozzarella for me.
Mozzarella's great.
Gouda's
There's
good.
so many good things that mozzarella is involved in. Chicken parmesan,
mozzarella sticks, yeah.
There's just so many good things, but then Gouda, it can elevate your grilled cheese sandwich to another level if you know how to do it. Also, too, adding it to your baked mac and cheese.
And it rhymes with Buddha.
I'm tired of you.
Facts.
Which it helps us be mindful. Speaking of which, let's be mindful of the fifth member of our broadcast crew who's out at the Star right now. Let's go see him.
What's up?
Say hello to a man who wrote for the paper for, 29 years, and now we're proud to call him our DLLS Cowboy.
Oh. Hey, your mic went dead. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Oh, crap.
Yes.
We got you.
Can you hear me?
Okay, good. I can hear you. Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay,
good.
Fifth member of the show, number one in your hearts. Okay, number one in your hearts. Okay, since I'm the fifth member of the show, number one in your hearts. How about that?
You're the first member of our show, but the
Provolone
fifth one to be
cheese.
introduced
Okay,
today
Colby.
because you're busy actually working up there,
Okay.
dealing with stuff. Lots of stuff to ask you about today, Clarence, including number one. Let me see, which one is number one? You know, the storyline that I'm the most tired of and I don't ever want to hear again, and I think it's stupid, but it happens every year when they do odds and rankings and people do things about coaching hot seats. Mike McCarthy ends up number one or number two every year after he's won 12 games every freaking year, and I don't like it Me and Big Mike have had about enough of it, but Mike McCarthy hot seat, go.
He shouldn't be on the hot seat. You're talking about a guy who's won 12 games each last 3 years, 12-5 each last 3 years, okay? Only Andy Reid has won more games than Mike McCarthy the last 3 years. Of course, Andy Reid has 2 Super Bowl titles to show for it. Mike McCarthy has 1 playoff win. Understand this. That loss to Green Bay is like a scarlet letter, which I wrote in the DLLS Cowboys online. Just check us out, DLLS Cowboys beat my column today. It's like a scarlet letter painted on his butt. I didn't say forward, it's painted on his butt because his butt will be kicked out of here, okay, if he doesn't find a way to win the playoffs. And Jerry Jones has talked about Green Bay all offseason. Mike McCarthy has talked about Green Bay all offseason. That loss, that 48-32 loss, that unconscionable, unforgivable, outlandish, embarrassing, disappointing loss to Green Bay when you're the number 2 seed. You got Troy Aikman, who postponed his vacation because he just knew the Cowboys were going to be in San Francisco for the NFC title game for the first time since 1996. He postponed his vacation, and they embarrassed him. They have not gotten over it. And Jerry Jones told me in camp that they're going to stew in Green Bay all the way up to the kickoff. And that has been the theme of the offseason, and it has made him make the Cowboys uncomfortable. He's made him make them less complacent, and it certainly has put Mike McCarthy in the hot seat because, again, he has no contract for next year. Nothing. Nada. There's no safety net for Mike McCarthy beyond this year if he doesn't get the Cowboys to at least the NFC title game or the Super Bowl. Those are facts.
Okay, so the next guy that I want to ask you about is because they released an official depth chart, which always cracks me up. I really prefer the first one to come out before preseason games because it's clear that like the equipment guy made them or something, and they don't care at all. Does it matter before the first game? Does it matter that Zeke Elliott is the Cowboys' starting running back?
It doesn't matter, and I know we're going to ask Mike McCarthy about it. He's going to downplay this because there was a lot of stories coming out earlier this week and last week about Rico Dowdell being the premier running back and being the guy that's going to get most of the carries. Then the depth chart comes out and it's Zeke, and it's been Zeke. Let's be honest about it. Zeke is the one who didn't play in the preseason. Rico Dowdell played in the preseason. Zeke is the one who they kept in bubble wrap so he could be ready to go for the start of the season. He did not do a lot of reps in practice. And so it won't be a situation where he's carrying about 300 times, but he'll be the first one to take the field. That's a fact.
Clarence, I want to go back to the McCarthy conversation a little bit. And he had a quote when we were talking with him on Monday I thought was interesting. He said, the way you expressed your question about kind of the hot seat in his future, it's not a viewpoint of mine. This business is about opportunity. I'm thankful, and I appreciate the opportunity in front of me. That's really how it's been. There's nothing to really talk about in regards to this. It doesn't matter. I guess as we talk about him going into the last year, how well do you think that he can handle the divide between, hey, what's on the field and what's off of it in terms of his future and handling being on a last year of a deal?
Well, understand that this is a media-driven thing more than anything because coaches are hired to be fired. They will tell you that. I mean, as Jerry Jones eloquently stated so many times, I will fire a coach with years left on his contract. So the fact that he doesn't have a year, that doesn't mean anything. You can fire a coach with 5 years left on his contract, just like you fire a coach with 1 year left on his contract. It's how you perform that matters. And Mike McCarthy understands that. And you were at camp with me. Mike McCarthy has not walked around and looking like a coach headed to the guillotine. He has not walked around here, with the weight of the world in his head. He's been fun. He's been affable. He's been coaching. He understands what's at stake. They all understand what's at stake. They know they need to be better in the playoffs. He knows Green Bay can't happen again, but he's not wearing the weight of the world on his head.
Clarence, it sounds like the Cowboys are going to be going into this week 1 game fairly healthy. Out of all the injuries that guys are coming off of, who's the guy that maybe we still just need to keep an eye out on and maybe, continue to look at his timeline and how he's integrated into the defense or offense?
Well, not an injury aside, CeeDee Lamb, we got to worry about his reps, for sure.
Okay.
And, because he hasn't been in camp. But it has to be my guy Overshawn. If you look at that depth chart, and again, depth charts mean nothing. And Mike McCarthy will say, he didn't do the depth chart. The PR staff did the depth chart. But somebody put Maurice Leofau in the starting lineup ahead of Overshawn.
What?
And somebody told him to do that. They did that for a reason. I don't know, because all we've talked about throughout the offseason was how good Overton's going to look and what he's going to bring to the defense. Now the season opening game, they put a depth chart out there, and they got a rookie in front of him. And is that because he's still coming off the injury? Is that because of the, not the knee, but the hip pointer? That's something that bears watching for sure. And of course, Diggs. I mean, we have not seen Diggs, coming off the knee injury. He's going to be challenged. That receiving core with Jerry Jeudy and Amari Cooper, they need Diggs to be Diggs, especially with Bland's not there. And Diggs coming off that knee injury, we certainly need Diggs to be Diggs.
This is Clarence Hill with us live from the Star in Frisco. And Clarence, there are reports, I don't even know where they came from because anybody can make a report, that what the holdup is on a potential Dak Prescott deal is the number of years and like how long do they want to commit to Dak Prescott if they did, which I would say if that report is true, then Dak is right. And it would say a lot about who feels what. If it's like, oh, you don't want to have me for too long, but you don't have a plan to get rid of me just yet because your little trade thing didn't work out for you, buddies. What is the validity of what's going on or not going on with Dak?
I haven't heard that. And I would say this. The Cowboys have talked long and hard about pie and how much these contracts impact their ability to sign other guys, okay? A longer deal allows them to spread the money out. So you can't tell me you can't get all these guys paid, yet you want to pay Dak at the top of the market for less years, which hamstrings your ability to sign Micah Parsons and do other things. That hamstrings you even more if you do it for less years. More years, you get to spread the money out, okay? Because according to that report, they're going to pay him at the top of the market. So they're talking about 60 or whatever. But the issue is years. None of that makes any sense. And keep in mind this, we haven't talked about enough, and I'm going to write about it, but not having Dak on the roster next year, he's going to be $40 million against the cap.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, and then you have to sign another quarterback. Okay, actually, you have to sign 3 quarterbacks. You have nobody to sign. Okay,
Yeah.
What do you think that number is? Dak plus those 3 quarterbacks going to be? It's going to be 55, 60 million. Okay,
And don't worry about the fact that there's also Zach Martin void years coming and Tank, and we're just going to eat $80 million next year.
All of that, it makes no sense. So to me, the Cowboys are playing Russian roulette right now with that contract. I just, you don't have an answer. You don't have a plan B. To sit up here and play Russian roulette with Dak and the money and the years allegedly, get the deal done. You say you want to be your quarterback, and by all intents and purposes, they've offered money for him to be their quarterback. So the notion that they're waiting for him to prove something to pay him is not true. They just want to pay him a certain amount and or get it at a certain rate. You're playing Russian roulette, and it's not going to end well for the Cowboys. Dak's going to get paid either here or somewhere else. He's going to be fine. What are the Cowboys going to look like without Dak?
Clarence, are you ready for my super hot, spicy jalapeno question of the day?
Oh, my God.
Sure.
What's your favorite cheese?
Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese?
As in not my cheese or nacho
Or
cheese?
literal nacho cheese.
Not your cheese.
All right, have
My
a great
favorite
time.
cheese. Where do we get cheese from? Where do we get this from?
Katya, can
Come
we cut
back,
Clarence off,
Jesse.
please? Katya, can we just get rid of
Come back,
Clarence?
Jesse.
Bye,
Come back,
Clarence.
Jesse.
Get rid of
Bye.
Clarence. That would be great. Thank you. Oh, all right.
Dance party.
And yes, we do have to address my buddy Matt Pittman was on the fan this morning. Meat Church. He's the Meat Church man. Sweet man. Good rubs. And
What?
Just rub, it's a barbecue thing.
I know what it
The
is.
phrasing and just
Holy gospel.
That's how y'all be
gospel.
doing me.
I don't understand what you're saying. And he did say, just for the hell of it, just like, hey, the Dak deal. What do you say? Closer to done than to not. So, noted barbecue pitmaster is on record that it's closer than it's not close.
barbecue and breaking news. That's what
He's
Matt
been
Pittman does.
barbecuing.
That's our new segment, barbecue and breaking news.
Wow.
Happy Whiteboard Wednesday, everybody.
But yeah.
The cheese question is still going on, and we do want that in the chat. What is your favorite cheese? But I also want your favorite fruit and vegetable, and I think that's really important.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to know. And I want everybody to hit like and subscribe. Those are the things that I want.
Yeah.
Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast, it will be time to talk about the actual football game.
Yes.
Rookies who are going to have a lot to say about the outcome, and Aisha's got a first look at the Browns defense. Let's go. Those are the things we're doing.
But first, when we talk about actual football, did you guys know you can actually go to games?
I did know you could go to games.
What a
yeah.
crazy concept. And you could do that with Game Time. It's one of my favorite apps. I've been using it for a long time. There's a reason why it's become my favorite ad read too, because I use it quite often. You can get all-in pricing. You can even check out the view of your seat before you get there with the panoramic view. You could, if you want tickets last minute, you can get it done. They have great deals over there. They have the lowest price guarantee. They will credit you 110% of the difference. If it's not, that's their guarantee. And it's they got great customer service. That's something that I value a lot.
Oh, the customer service.
Yeah. It'll get you there.
I love
When
it.
you get older, you care about
Yeah, you
No,
do.
facts.
You
customer
do.
service.
When you get that robot that first calls you, or when you call and you get the robot voice, you're just, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get these awesome tickets at a great price.
Yeah, and you can get these awesome tickets by taking the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DLLS for $20 off your first purchase. That's DLLS. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code for $20 off. Download the app today. What time is it? Game time!
And when it is game time, let me tell you, if there's a surefire way to wake up feeling fresh after a night out at the game, it's with Z Biotics pre-alcohol. Our code DLLS Cowboys. Let me tell you, it's wonderful. Pre-alcohol is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Been there. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in your gut. It's that byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break that byproduct down. Just remember to make Z-Biotics your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best tomorrow. I play volleyball at this place. It's got cold beers, and I tend to have a couple while I'm out there, maybe a few. And using pre-alcohol lets me know that I'm going to be up and popping in the morning. Vacations, weddings, birthdays, reunions. There's so many things going on. Get the most out of your plans by stocking up on pre-alcohol now. zbiotics.com/DLLS Cowboys. Get you 15% off. Use DLLS Cowboys at checkout. Thanks, Z-Biotics, for supporting this episode and our good times. Now, did you guys get your fruits and veggies in?
Yeah, I see it.
I see cherries. I saw some pineapple, pepper jack, broccoli,
Pepper Jack's a great fruit.
cheese, and veggies.
Pepper jack? Isn't
What?
it cheese?
Yeah.
Well, we've
Yeah.
asked about both.
Oh my God.
This
Okay.
is the cheese and this is
know,
the cheese and veggie
It's
shit.
the
getting mixed
crossover
answers.
event we all dreamed of.
It's
getting
a
mixed
queso, banana,
How
collard
about
green.
Clarence go with nacho cheese?
That was good, actually.
Yeah.
That was good, actually. The last place that I had, well, it wasn't supposed to be nacho cheese, but you know how sometimes you order chips and queso, and it looks like what they did was melted a block of Velveeta and just brought it to you?
Yeah, 100%.
Like there's no discoloration. It's just straight yellow.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it.
I just want to say that Taco Bell's nacho fries are elite.
But they already took them off the menu again because they're seasonal, and I'm very sad about
Why
it.
do they keep doing that? Sometimes you see something as a winner and you keep it.
Can I go on a rant really quick?
Yeah,
Just
sure.
briefly.
Yeah.
Fast food companies, stop with the seasonal items, okay? I want my Whataburger chicken bacon ranch chicken strip sandwich all year long. I want my nacho fries. I'm getting angry. Don't take it off the menu. It's too good, and it just makes me sad.
That's fair.
Okay, I'm good now.
he
I'm
has-
also very hungry. I didn't have breakfast.
He had to
and-
get that out.
That's fair.
But
You
it
should
was
have
about
breakfast.
I
it
should
was
have
about the
breakfast.
offense, Jeff. The Browns' offense.
Yeah, let's talk about.
Oh,
the
you're
Browns.
talking about the Browns'
Let's talk
offense
about
and the Cowboys' defense.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I am really happy that we are in 1 sleep, 2 sleep, 3 sleep, 4 sleeps.
It's a lot of sleep.
Wednesday sleep, Thursday sleep, Friday sleep, Saturday sleep. We're 4
Yeah.
sleeps from real football. And we can
Yes.
actually start talking about actual football games and
Oh my
opponents and
goodness.
things like that. And so, Aisha here,
Yes.
she is our film junkie. She is our X's and O's. I'm her backup.
Yes.
I'll watch the tape, but then I just kind of hang out with it. And she I wish y'all could show them the notes.
I don't want to show them.
Please show them your
show 'em the
notes. These are her notes.
It's chaotic. You can't see it.
Okay, we got the lighting is going to make it tough, but she doesn't even use the lines on the notebook paper. It's all written this
can-
way.
I see a heart there.
Yeah.
Yeah, here, yeah.
Here.
I'm a one-shot guy.
I don't want everybody looking at my business.
That's the notes that are being presented to you exclusively
That's the
on
eye.
DLLS Cowboys Podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe, or else Whiteboard Wednesday coming up
Oh
soon.
my goodness. But not taking a look at the Browns. Okay, so first of all, this is the start of the season, right? Coaching changes happen, stuff like that happens, philosophy changes happen, scheme changes. So it's really not a whole bunch to go off of that is tangible. It's like, okay, this is this coach philosophy, this is how they think and everything or whatever, but it's not there's going to be changes, clearly.
Yeah.
So offensively for the Browns, obviously you're going to be seeing Deshaun Watson and
Trash.
Y'all going to get us kicked off of her.
I mean,
Alleged serial predator. Trash.
Oh my God, we know, but right now we talking about the football side,
Right.
that's what I
That's what I was talking
but
about.
even that.
But even that, we got a 6-game sample from him last year. I'm just gonna tell y'all what I saw from him. He's weird, dude. he's weird.
It doesn't look like he can play anymore.
No, it's weird because if you were to see him in that Ravens game in that last drive, he went 14-14, comes out there, balls, they win the game. We already know what the Ravens defense was last year. Obviously, that's a rivalry, but whatever. But when you watch him in other games, I feel like I'm watching like a second-year quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about the mechanics, the footwork. He's one read and he's out of there type things. Like, if he doesn't like what he's seeing, I mean, he was one of the more sacked quarterbacks in the NFL last year, and quite honestly, he ran into a lot of them. He didn't have to do a lot of the stuff that he was doing.
Well, he had a lot of time off, to be frank, and when you're not playing a lot.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there is something to be said about getting a feel and everything. When you look at the difference in when Joe Flacco was in and when he was in, I think Flacco was just like,
Dude, Flacco ball.
F it, I'm here. But when you look at like the big time throws, 2.78% from Watson compared to Dak Prescott at 5.13%. Like, he's not pushing the ball downfield like that. Well, he wasn't before, really playing inside the numbers. So I will say, listening to some of his interviews, and sounds like there is some excitement. Kevin Stefanski is the coach, but also they've brought in Ken Dorsey. We've seen some of the things that Ken Dorsey has did with Buffalo while he was out there. A lot of spread, a lot of Josh Allen just do what you want to do type-esque energy. But it sounds like Deshaun's actually like excited about that. He used the word spread often. He talked about
that word or the word excited.
He talked about the fact that they were going to be moving wide receivers around a little bit more and stuff like that. So let's just be real here. We know this is a revenge game to some extent for Amari Cooper. That's just is what it is. So I could see them maybe pushing the ball downfield and trying to spread out this offense and do some things, and also trying to run the ball out of spread out formations, because they had a coaching change there as well. They lost Bill Callahan. And now Andy Dickerson that came over from Seattle is
running game Moses.
Running game Moses.
Yes.
Yes. And so, there might be some philosophy changes with how they decide to run the ball. I expect a lot of moving pockets, trying to get Deshaun Watson settled, because standing in that pocket and just delivering the ball, his clock is sped up right now.
Yeah.
So, from, just outside looking in, Jared Jeudy is a guy that, has a lot of similarities in Amari Cooper's play. But my X factor, y'all, is that tight end Njoku.
Yeah. I was surprised how many targets he had, by the way, last season.
I wasn't, because you got a quarterback that don't want to throw down a field like that. But then also you have a Joe Flacco who, your tight end is mixed safety.
Yeah.
So
he's closer to you.
He's closer to you.
Yeah.
And so
Distance,
I wasn't
not a
surprised by
problem.
that, but I'm very curious to, again, I don't know if there's a lot of tangible information. I will say, I wonder if they're not going to pass this ball around. I think they're going to pass this ball around a little bit more than what we expect.
And I think in terms of X factors, that's why you got to talk about no Nick Chubb. I mean, and obviously he's been hurt for a while.
Yes.
And I mean, that's a guy, though,
he's been the best runner in the league for a half decade.
Yeah, you play the will he or won't he when the schedule came out, and that was a big thing. Obviously, he's on the PUP. He's going to miss the first 4 games this season. Jerome Ford is going to be their go-to guy. Deontay Foreman is going to be out there.
Yes.
These are, and then Pierre Strong is their other running back. Jerome Ford is not bad. Started Alabama, went to Cincinnati, had 4 yards of carry last season. He's not a guy to sleep on by any means, but he's also not Nick Chubb. I find it very fascinating, that X factor in this game against the Cowboys' run defense that we know has struggled mightily, but is very different. They got a lot of big bodies on the defensive line that came in just to kind of plug in late here in camp. Mike McCarthy said that's a target he thinks they hit. They obviously have a lot of linebackers now. I'm really excited to watch Eric Kendricks, maybe a little DeMarvion Overshown, depending on what the depth chart actually looks like.
That depth chart can go to Overshown's playing a bunch.
Yeah, I mean, side note on DeMarvion, I asked him, we talked about this a little bit last week, the first play of training camp that he was in, I was like, hey, is he going to be kind of passive, a little bit worried about the knee? He had this incredible just jump, sprint down, and was in the backfield before you could even know it. I asked him about it. He's like, yeah, I can't overthink things. This is just football. Yeah. And I think that DeMarvion Overshown's a football player that is going to put on some impressive plays this season when he's on the field.
Yeah, I agree.
There are a couple of things, because you're talking about different things with the Browns offense, Cowboys defense. Like, there are a couple of different things I'm really curious about. And one is, how do you handle Amari Cooper? And I think the answer is with a lot of attention. Because like Trayvon Diggs is a really good player, right? Wonderful player, Pro Bowl player, gets a lot of picks. I've never loved him against the great route runners. Mm-hmm. So I don't love that. Caelen Carson is a rookie. So it's like, well, let's get a little extra attention for Amari Cooper is number one. And number two, I do think they're going to find out in a hurry if your defensive tackles can play. Yeah. Because Cleveland's got an offensive line that can move people. Yeah. And they're going to find out real quick, what does this new look linebacker core bring in? Can Mozzie Smith or Jordan Phillips and Linval Joseph, like what do you guys actually got there?
Well,
we're going to find out.
When you look at the offensive line, they have dealt with some injuries. The stronger side of that offensive line, I think, is the right side with Teller and Conklin. Like those are the guys that really are. But you can impact the center and really attack the left tackle.
Left tackle is going to be their issue, and you're going to see a lot of Micah Parsons over Jedrick Wills.
You can attack them there, and then when you mentioned them going to Amari or whatever the case may be. Listen, homie needs to have time, and sometimes he has too much time. When you look at his passer rating under pressure, Deshaun Watson, it's 62.9 in comparison to Dak's 97.3. So you just see how well one quarterback handles pressure and the other one doesn't. I wonder if we see Zim. Also, too, I think because of how he's reading the field and he's had trouble with it, you have to do things to disguise. So I could see Zimmer doing some things, showing and going, doing some things late in the play clock to kind of get him off his kilter. But to your point, Jeff, they're going to have to figure out a way to generate pressure without taking away from coverage, because this wide receiver core can hurt you because they also have Elijah Moore in the slot.
Yeah, another good route runner too.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, my X factor, going back to your X factor, my question for you guys, who covers Njoku?
I would put a Israel Mukuamu or a Marquise Bell on him. I would do a safety.
I would take Donovan Wilson off the field.
Yeah,
I was just want to start a fight or Wanye
or Wanye
or
Marquise.
You need a guy that can cover, that has some size. I think you need to find that in your safety group besides Israel Mukuamu, who is obviously a bigger corner. Because the thing about Njoku, it's the run after catch ability from him. Yeah. And what he can do in the open field.
Actions
I believe that he's more of a Kittle than a Kelsey type guy, to where he's hard to bring down. He's a big body, but he has that temperament to him, like, I'm going to run through your face if you're here. They also do a lot with him in the screen game as well. That's something that we'll see from them as they do tight end screens, and they like to try to get their running backs on the outside. I'm glad that you mentioned Jerome Ford. Yeah, he had a nice little campaign, 813 yards, 4 TDs, rushing, 44 receptions, and then he also had 319 yards from those receptions, 5 TDs from a passing aspect.
He's solid.
Receiving aspect, rather. Yeah, he's solid. So he's going to give you something. They're not amazing on third down. Like, they're just not. They were 29th last year on third down.
Probably because their quarterback's not any good.
So, again, you get them in these – you need to get them in third and long situations so you can rush the passer, because when this guy's pressured, the receiving aspect is the thing you're most worried about right now.
The Browns are favored in this game, and I don't know why. Like, I think they have a good roster. I think it's weird to be favored over a team that wins 12 every year when your quarterback sucks. It's just a weird thing.
I mean, and we'll talk more predictions later, but that's the reason why I'm taking the Cowboys in this game, frankly, is because I think it will come down to the QBs. Yeah. And I think I trust Dak Prescott more than Deshaun Watson. And I know Dak's had some struggles in late game situations, stuff too. We saw last year against Arizona, obviously, but I feel better about Dak in that situation than I do about Deshaun Watson.
To our live chat, we'd like to ask you to like and subscribe if you're here. YouTube.com if you're listening later on a podcast platform and you'd like to watch. YouTube.com/@DLLS_Cowboys. And that'll get you here. And our chat question of the moment is, name your favorite wizard. It could be a Washington Wizard.
I was going to say, yeah.
Or it could be Tom Bombadil. It's up to you. But coming up next, it's Whiteboard Wednesday. Cowboy player stats. What is it going to look like? We'll preview this season with some of the biggest names and some of our predictions. But before we get to it, I want to talk to you about our friends at Indeed. When you're hiring, it feels amazing to finally close out a job search. But what if you could get rid of the search and just match? You can with Indeed. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform. Over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. And Indeed doesn't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. Leveraging over 140 million qualifications and preferences every day, Indeed's matching engine is constantly learning your preferences, so the more you use Indeed, the better it gets. Join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. And if you're a listener of this show, you get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/all-city. Indeed.com/all-city. Say you heard about it on this podcast, need to hire, you need Indeed. I also want to talk to you about Shady Rays.
Yeah.
I was on the website today. Mm-hmm. Shady Rays. Mm-hmm. Well, you want to talk about styles on Sungees? They got you covered.
Oh, you picked one.
Swag.
You picked some.
I'm getting some aviators, and I'm getting some of them real sporty ones.
Oh.
Them real big things. I'm going to wear them during volleyball. Oh, Shady Rays goes hard. And they're built to last. They've got all sorts of different styles, all sorts of different glasses, different colors. If you have a sports team you like, they probably have glasses that are in that team's colors. And they're wonderful. It's a world-class product. 5 stars, rated by over 300,000 people. And one of the most wild things is, like, if your shades from Shady Rays go missing or take an unexpected hit, they've got the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair is backed by lost or broken replacements. If you don't love your shades, exchange them for a new pair or return worry-free within 30 days. 35% off if you use the code DLLS with Shady Rays. Try it for yourself. Let's go. You guys ready?
That's a vibe, by the way.
What
Beach volleyball with like the
Yeah.
that is a vibe.
You show up and people be like, that dude can play.
Yeah.
And then they watch and they're like, oh, he probably shouldn't be
No,
wearing
he
those
can't.
glasses.
That's like the equivalent of like the off the bus guy in football who's like 6'8" coming out and like he can't, maybe he can't play. Who knows, right? But he comes out there and you don't want to mess with him.
You remember Sean Oakman at Baylor?
Yeah.
That was the ultimate off the bus guy. Like,
speaking
you
different-
send him out there first. What?
Y'all
No, he was
speaking different
intimidating
language
on
right now.
Oh,
from an
speaking
off the
of
bus.
serial. Well,
Yeah.
what were you talking about?
Whiteboard
that-
Wednesday?
I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm just going to nod.
Okay. Whiteboard Wednesday. Today, what we're going to do is Cowboys predictions
I like predictions.
on the season. I've typed in, I got about 6 of them.
Wizard Kelly is
Oh yeah, there's some
crazy.
good wizards in there too.
Wizard Kelly.
Wizard Kelly, from the Proud Family.
The what?
You ain't never seen the Proud Family?
No.
You didn't watch The Proud Family?
You didn't live. You ain't live.
I don't understand what you guys are saying.
There is a
It's Wizard Kelly, y'all. My bad, y'all.
What are you saying?
Aisha, there is a time difference though between.
No, I forgot you are.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm what?
yeah.
You forgot I'm what?
You open that door.
Mature?
No.
A silver fox?
Oh no, a senior of the citizens.
Oh.
No, senior citizen, no.
Clarence isn't even here, okay?
I'm a geriatric millennial.
Oh please. All right, what we doing? What we
Whiteboard
doing?
Wednesday, okay? Here's what I want. First whiteboard prediction, and I am going to go back into here and check these, and whoever is right the most is going to win a prize.
Barnacles.
Do we have a prize?
Whoever is wrong the most has to give up a pinky toe.
Can I
Can't
use
afford it.
Can I use this as an? I want to do something. I've been wanting to run a Taco Bell mile, but I need to do it as a punishment. And this is a thing of my own creation.
Is it like a Mexi melt every lap?
Yeah,
Or
They don't even make them
They don't.
anymore.
But the nostalgia menu came out.
the
They're bringing them
Mexican
back.
pizza?
But it was a taco,
Taco
every
Bell owes
lap.
us money.
A taco every lap.
Okay.
And I want to see what time I can get. Maybe if we get 10,000 YouTube subscribers, I'll do it then.
Okay.
I'm going to do it. So
I'm going to go create burner accounts and subscribe.
Yeah,
Because
let's
I
do
want
it.
to see it.
tell your friends.
First thing that I want is Dak Prescott touchdowns and interceptions for the season, okay? So it's going to have to be 2 different numbers. And in the chat, you can play along. But if you miss on either number, remember, it's a pinky toe bet. So, okay?
So this is just passing touchdowns, right?
Passing touchdowns and interceptions.
Okay.
We want to see.
How many you have last year?
I think he had 9 last year.
He had 9 INTs, I believe.
I think. What are you worried about last year for?
I just leave me alone. I was just thinking about how the offense is run.
I'm just going to tell you. These are the right numbers.
He had 36 touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
Okay, last year was 36 and 9. I'm going 32 and 9. We got 36 and 12, 34 and 8. Now, we all said that he had a good year. But only one of us gets to keep both pinky toes. And it'll be determined by whoever is the most right there.
I could see an increase in INTs because this is the last year of his contract, and I think Dak. I think he's gonna push it.
But I think I put less touchdowns for him because I think you will get some actual push in the red zone from the running backs.
Plus, he led the league last year. I mean, you don't get to do that every year.
Yeah, I think you would see less just because I expect the run game to be a little better in the red zone.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
It would be nice.
Great year for Dak last year. Almost like he's a quarterback you should pay.
Right.
Only if you like choking in the playoffs, bro. Micah, I make jokes to appease the. There's a lot of people that hate that.
They are
and I need to appease them
in the chat today.
I need to appease them. So, you mean that choke artist?
Yeah.
I don't even care about the regular season.
Oh my
Embrace
God.
debate.
Why do you guys sports if you don't like watching it? That's what I would want to ask people.
There's some masochists.
It's so
out there,
crazy because last week I felt like everyone was so happy, and then this week we're actually talking about football, and everybody's like, "I hate it here."
Wait. What are they like?
You guys don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, are people
Stupid
mad?
football people.
People mad in the chat?
Yeah, they seem a little pessimistic in this place.
Oh.
We're gonna talk about the Cleveland defense tomorrow. I mean, and they're a problem.
They're fine.
Yeah, they're just mad we're being
They're fine.
too positive on this side.
How many sacks will Micah Parsons have this year? Okay.
What?
How many sacks will Micah Parsons have this year?
1, 2, 3, 4.
You got the whiteboard on Wednesday for a reason.
I'm not good at math.
Trying to figure stuff out, I'll
No,
tell you.
I don't want to
Here
look
we
at
go.
y'all's.
I'll give you the exact number.
I won't look at y'all's.
Here
I'm
we
going to
go.
say, what's a normal number?
His numbers have been
How
13,
many-
13 and a half, 14.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say.
What you going to say? I see that number.
Oh, the anticipation's killing me.
My fingers don't want to work.
This is a pinky toe bet. Don't mess around.
Oh.
She overed me. I go 17 and a half.
I'm the hater.
Aisha's 18. Joe's 13. No, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I'm a
Here's the
hater.
thing.
Why though?
Here's the thing.
Why? Oh,
Yeah.
tater tots.
So
Why?
part of this is because there's less help.
Yeah.
And somebody has to get the sacks. So,
But also less help means more attention.
it can. I think that Micah is due for the fact that if you just go look at nerd alert, like pass rush, win rate, and all that stuff, like Micah Parsons is the best rusher in football.
Yes.
And I think that he's due to just fall in to a couple of more than he normally does.
I also think that he's going to be used a lot in more different ways this year.
I
think
agree.
he's going to
That's
play,
my reason.
You know, and I know they have a lot of linebackers like we've talked about, but I think they're going to move them all over. And
Yeah.
I think what we found through Micah Parsons' first 3 seasons, to your point, one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, great pass rush win rate, right? But he's also so versatile that you're going to use him in different ways. I don't know if he's ever going to be an 18-sack guy unless you say, Micah, strictly off the edge. Go.
Well, yeah, I think Zim, because at first, like, I felt like I was confused when we first started hearing about when Micah was mentioning, like, he hadn't really talked to Zim and things like that. And training camp starts, and and Zimmer just lights up talking about Micah. And it's you can hear it very clearly. His plan is to plan around Micah. It's like no in between with him. And so with the way that he disguises and bring blitzes and stuff like that, I think that he's going to be using him from the linebacker position a lot more and bringing him up the A gaps and stuff where it seems like it's easier for him to get there. He plays with a lot of power and speed. So I think to Joe's point, to kind of piggyback, I do think that we are going to see him rush in different ways.
Joe was also hating.
And to your
I'm a
point,
hater.
you got to get pass rush from somewhere.
Yeah, somebody has to do it.
You played. I like you. You played both sides of the fence a little bit.
I did, but I will say that if
She wants to
Marshawn
be
Nealon,
liked.
Yeah.
no, I don't care about that.
Okay, well, you time out. Don't mention Marshawn Nealon yet because I have a different question.
Uh-oh.
and you might write his name down.
Okay, sorry.
Let's do it.
Who will have the second most sacks on the Cowboys?
Oh.
And what's the number?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Uh-huh. That's the whole idea. Let's see if I know how to.
I got it.
I think I can. Yeah, I can
That's
spell
really tough.
it. I spelled it right. Yep, I nailed it. Mm-hmm.
This before I predict it.
Wait, what?
What?
And I'm not trying to couch this too much, but this is a wide group of guys who could do this. It could be the guy we were just insinuating. Dude, you beat me to it.
You guys are insane.
This is supposed to be fun.
Okay.
What was your guy?
Also, Dickie Zua.
Oh, tater tots. That's a good answer.
And he'll have 5. And that will be second on the team to Micah's 18 or 17 and a half, whatever I said. Donovan Wilson, 8?
He has 7 the other.
Holy cow.
He
did
had
he really?
7. He had 7 the other year.
Oh, so he really can't cover it all, huh? That's the only reason you blitz that much.
Someone said Overshown. That's a good one too.
Overshown has a chance.
I think we are going to see him actually rush the passer.
But I should talk about
Donovan's
why
never had more than 5.
Okay, well, this year
trying
he
to give
had
him 7.
No, I thought he had 7. He had 7 one year.
No, he had 3.5 in 2020. He had 5 in 2022. He has 8.5 in his career. Don't you be trying to give Donovan extra sacks.
Okay, well, 5.5, whatever. Round up, carry the 2. It's 8.
We mathing out here.
Yeah, we're doing math.
But it's a tough
what do y'all
question.
think in the chat?
Yeah, Osa's a great
D-Law,
answer.
7.5. Overshown,
Oh, dude,
12. Boy, that would be
Overshown's
a
a
lot
good
of
one.
rushing. That would be a
Yo,
lot
can
of
I amend mine? Can I amend mine?
You
or
want
no?
You can. I'm
No,
not
I want
changing
DeMarcus
mine.
Lawrence. Yeah.
I think Tank, but what number? Like 5 or 6?
It's like 7.
Do you think?
I think 7 is going to be the second person.
But to that point, because you have a Marshawn Nealon and you're also going to have a Chauncey Golston that actually can contain the edge a little bit better, maybe they move D-Law inside sometimes more and let him rush. We've seen them do that where they put him inside, and maybe he gets some more opportunities to actually rush the passer as opposed to being the, holy mecca of run-stopping DNs. And that's his role. Maybe his role is going to change a little bit to be a pass rusher with the lack of depth there.
Yeah, Jeff, do you have his stats up?
That's
Is that
a
what
good
you're looking up or
one.
no?
That's
Which
a good
ones?
one. That's what we're talking
DeMarcus's
about.
or no?
Tank was only 4 last year.
Yeah.
I know that. But, I mean, obviously, once upon a time, he was near double-digit guy.
Yeah.
It's just, as you get older and older, it's hard for me to project for you to get more.
No,
and he's a great player.
This was a tough question.
But he's a
This
great
is-
4-sack player.
This was a tough
What if it's
question.
somebody
Good
we are
question.
not thinking about? What if it ends up
Okay.
being Lawson? And
You want to know the
Oh
random
my.
one? You want to know the random one I thought about putting?
Okay.
Donovan Wilson?
Now, we'd have to live in a world where he doesn't get a lot of help from the other D linemen, like Jordan Lewis with 5.
No,
From
that's
the
the
nickel?
same.
Just
That's
slot
fair.
blitzes.
That's
That's the
fair.
same reasoning for Donovan.
For
Wilson.
Donovan, because they do
Yeah,
that.
just bringing the nickel.
And Mike's going to bring guys that you don't see coming.
But I don't like I told y'all though, I don't like the idea of having to blitz or bring extra rushers.
Yeah, but it's more fun.
Yeah, I think we'll see them be able to do that more once Duran is back.
I don't know if they're going to get a lot of pressure with just 4.
Because
I mean,
Well, they'll do okay because one of the 4 is like the best on
he's
the
gonna
planet.
draw double teams. He's gonna draw.
but he'll draw double teams there, and
and
that's
he'll
what I'm
open
saying.
things up. But to your point, just one-on-one, mano-a-mano, I don't know how much you're going to get. But you might get a little bit more push from the interior this year, and that's going to help out your edges. I don't think you got enough pass rush or anything from your interior last year. So that might collapse the pocket
I just
want
to see a Linval Joseph pick 6. That's all.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Okay, what you got?
Who will have the most interceptions on the Cowboys? And what's the number?
Ooh,
Oh, you guys are not ready. You're not ready.
I like Carl Lawson resurgence season. I like that.
We'll see.
You're not even whiteboarding.
I'm not
You quit
looking.
on the whiteboard.
I'm thinking. I'm not looking at y'all's answers.
Don't look. We're just going to hold ours up.
At y'all's answers, tater tots.
Just do what you do.
Okay. How you spell his name?
Who?
Who?
Are you trying to do... Who are you trying to spell?
I think I spelled it
A
right.
backup safety? I like where your head's at because I love the player.
He just makes plays, but how many though? That's the.
How
you forgot-
many?
Yeah, how many?
I think our safeties in general are going to get more picks this year.
Pick Malik Hooker.
Well,
No, now also don't let me tell you what to write. I'm going Deron Bland, even though he's going to miss a month.
all right.
I think he can still come back and lead the team.
I'm
That's
just
the
gonna
crazy thing
choose
about
Malik
Deron
Hooker.
Bland is the.
Oh, you
six-
already did it. I'm done.
No, what did you get?
No.
No, you can't be just bowing out of this.
You have to pick one.
You got to pick one.
I think it's gonna be a safety, but not a safety we expect.
Okay.
Well, that's
Then
why I went.
stick with Wanye.
I mean, that's why I went Jordan Lewis.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a safety, but someone you don't expect. Because
Nobody picked Trayvon Diggs. What a bunch of idiots.
No, we love you. No, you know what? He was getting picked. He was out there in practice for 2 hours.
And you didn't pick him. You picked the backup
It's
safety.
like, dog, you just got here.
You picked a
yeah,
special
I mean,
teamer.
he's insane with his just ability to get picks.
Oh, okay. So my pick is Trayvon. There you
Who
go.
will be the Cowboys' leading rusher? How many yards?
No. How many yards?
Uh-huh.
Dak. No. Just kidding.
CeeDee.
Trey Lance.
That's not funny. That's not funny, y'all. It's not funny.
Trey Lance in the option.
It's not funny.
I'm confident with the player. I'm not as confident with the yardage.
Okay. All right. I just want to see what I want to see the spectrum that we're on. Make sure you hit like and subscribe.
most?
For crying out loud.
It's
the
gonna-
leading rusher and how many yards. I'm glad somebody's doing that because I definitely wasn't going to do what she's doing.
I'm only saying it by default. I'm going to put an asterisk back.
I'm going to call that hating.
You can't put an asterisk.
I did already.
She's hating my guy.
How many
Eliminate
yards?
the
How
asterisk.
many yards?
Eliminate the contingency.
How many yards,
yards?
Aisha?
I'd
Shout out to
say
Jesse. That's trippy about the yardage you just picked.
You guys picked within 2 yards. You just picked a different player. Yeah. I went with Rico Dowdle just under 800, and I could see him going over that because the Cowboys are going to find out as soon as they've handed it to Zeke 30 times that they should never be doing that,
I mean,
and they should be giving it to Rico, and then Rico will end up with 200 carries. If he ends up with 200 carries, you know what? I need to change my yardage.
I'm
Rico's
honestly
going to get near 200 carries, so Rico is going to go for 850.
my answer is like reverse psychology.
Okay.
For who?
Yeah, I'm.
Who are you reverse psychology?
Who's getting psyched out?
Everyone that wants
Are you talking to Jeff
Zeke
specifically?
to be the start. So in theory we think that they're gonna
Dalvin
see
Cook.
Yeah,
that.
Dalvin Cook 1200. I was trying to write it.
Oh
You
my
said it,
God,
yeah.
I almost forgot he was on the team. I forgot.
Well, he's
that
on the
he's
practice squad.
He's gonna play.
We don't need 2 Zekes.
He's
no,
gonna
he's not
come.
going to play.
He's gonna play.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
He'll get elevated at least.
No, he won't.
He's gonna get elevated.
No, he won't.
But no, I think
Third string.
I really
running
do
back,
think they're
no
gonna
special
distribute
teams?
the ball though.
I also think too the running back by committee sounds nice in theory until you actually have to go out there and do it, and then someone eventually emerges.
And
That's all
guys
I'm gonna
need
say.
to. That's the thing about the committee thing that I don't like is that running backs need to feel the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we saw that a lot with even Rico.
Talk
Last
about
Balance,
year was
right? You need to feel the game, but also not get exhausted.
fit
Talk
tracking.
about it.
So
But
you probably
need
want
to be able
16 to 20 carries.
Right. I think you need to be able to like feel the game, get like in a rhythm. These guys got to get in a rhythm. So like with the committee thing, I would rather it be by matchup, right? Like we saw it in the Jets game last year, where it was like, dang, these dudes they're a good defense, but they're not good at tackling on the edges. So you did screen game with Deuce. You did screen game with Rico. I want it to be matchup based. Who are the better running backs for this game in particular?
Yeah.
And not it just be this is our guy, this is how we setting up. I don't like that.
Unless Rico is just the best of them.
And Rico clearly is the best.
Just give him the ball.
I just want him to, we need to send him to Wakanda or something.
To what?
To Wakanda.
For what?
So he can get one of them.
Oh, to not get hurt?
Take the herb and everything.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
I need him to.
I'm just going to predict him to get hurt.
Go to Dreamy Land and take the
we're never gonna do that. We're never gonna do that. I just want to send all the good energy possible his way. He has been waiting for this opportunity.
I'm way more worried about the 70-year-old running backs getting we're gonna
He's
grind
been
out.
waiting for this chance for a while.
Zeke and Dalvin's knees will be dust by week 6.
You can't say that.
They both have carried the ball 58,000 times in the NFL.
Dust.
They're gonna be dusty knees.
I mean, he's not even 30 yet.
cool. Which one?
Both. Everybody.
The rules are 27 years old and high usage. The end.
The end.
For the most part. Derrick Henry, I think, might still be good this year. He might be the cyborg. He might
Derrick
start,
Henry?
But I do
yeah.
think,
He's a freak.
But you guys, I do think they're going to try to manufacture run game in different ways. I think we will see Cavante Turpin do some things out of the backfield. I think with
CeeDee will run the ball.
and even with
40
CeeDee,
times,
with him
30
putting
times.
on,
Legitimately.
he put on some
Yeah.
Who did?
CeeDee? Yeah,
So
he got
CeeDee, he got that body armor. As
I
you
could
said.
definitely see him doing some more things. I just don't think that they're going to just roll over with the lack of run game, especially if this offensive line shows that they can run block.
Yeah.
You can't waste it.
No.
You can't waste these guys that you have on this offensive line. So if it's not looking pretty from those gentlemen, I think they'll find a way to get it done with some of the receivers because we see teams do it all the time now.
Make sure you guys are hitting the like and subscribe out there. We appreciate you hanging out with us here. The DLLS Cowboys Podcast. You guys are all heroes for being here. And we have one more segment remaining, but also want to encourage you that if you enjoy being here, maybe you're a diehard. Or maybe it's time that you become a diehard. AllDLLS.com is where you got to go. That's where you upgrade your fandom a little bit. Cool stuff that you get. Our merch is on the way. I picked out my T-shirt. And they got some badass merch.
Yes.
So the whole thing is we obviously do the Cowboy show. We have a Ranger show. We have a Maverick show. We have a Stars show. We have all these different things. If you're a DFW diehard fan, sign up to be a diehard at alldlls.com. And what you get is a free T-shirt. You get 20% off all merch, premium diehard level content, which is starting to roll out this week. Stuff that is being written. We'll have video, all sorts of stuff. We'll have some stuff that's out there for everybody, and then some stuff that's for diehards. We have a Discord server that is nuts. It has like 40 different places in it with food and TV.
It's been so much
sports.
fun to watch that community go.
Yeah, and so we're hanging out with you guys in there, all of the different people that are on air up here. And Joe's got multiple articles coming this week.
I got multiple articles this week. I talked with Oklahoma's offensive line coach Bill Bedenbaugh about how did Tyler Guyton go from this project of moving from right tackle to left tackle to all of a sudden doing very good at that and being ready to take on Myles Garrett? Question mark. Read in the story.
Good question mark. Sounds like a great topic for tomorrow's show.
Yes, it does. I'm also we talked a lot about Jim Schwartz, the Cleveland DC. I talked with Mike McCarthy about that and kind of an opponent you don't know but actually do know, but also the mystery of week one. Check out that.
Check it
out. Great stuff coming up this week, I promise.
So 20% off all DLLS events. If you are a diehard, you'll get a diehard member card, the Discord lounge, all these ad-free experience on the website, all these different things. It's a wonderful value. So go ahead and sign up for that. And make sure you hit like and subscribe while you're watching us do the show. Those are the things we ask from you. So we'll have to probably move something that was going to go here till tomorrow because it was going to be a Jesse Holly special, and his carb decided to betray him. So Jesse's not here. We just have Jesse's jersey, which appears to be signed by Miles Austin. Like, it looks like an M and an A, and it's definitely number 19. And I don't know why Jesse's jersey is signed by Miles Austin.
I don't know why we have like a memorial for him or something, like he's passed away or something.
No, he's just with us in spirit.
He's dead on today's show.
No,
yeah, that's true. DOS.
He's dead on today's show.
Y'all can't have acronyms for everything.
And so in place of what we were going to do with Jesse, that'll get moved till tomorrow, I just do questions from the people. When in doubt, get the people involved. So you can send them in the chat if you like, if you're watching us live on YouTube.
Can I say one thing from Mike McCarthy's press conference that just happened today?
Yeah.
He approved of Zeke being listed as RB1 and DeMarvion Overshown being backup, so he confirmed that.
Okay. Well,
just FYI.
Let me tell you this, Mike. Let me tell you this, Freaky Mike. I will bet you, Mr. Head Coach, saying, yeah, I approve this thing's on the depth chart. I bet you your RB2 has more rushing yards than your RB1 in week one, and I bet you that backup linebacker plays more than that starting linebacker. So holler back.
How many toes?
Coach.
How many toes?
Just a pinky. Always a pinky.
Always
toe.
pinky. Okay.
You need the pinky.
Always pinky.
Do you need the pinky?
Yes.
I think it's way more important than people think.
It's a lot of stability.
I think you would really want to lose
one of the middle ones,
or even the one next to the big one.
Respectfully, as someone that doesn't have feeling in my left three toes because Army, you need your pinky toe.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think if I were power ranking the important toes, it would be big toe, pinky toe, the one next, the ring toe next to pinky, middle toe, and then I think pointer toe is the least important because it has the big toe right next to it, which can handle the burden.
You've really thought about this. Mm-hmm. Who's going to be the leading tackler?
Oh, that's a good question.
Can I say before I answer
It's got to be
that
Eric
it's
Kendricks.
the most worthless stat in football?
Yeah.
Because like Jalen Smith had 100 and something tackles, and it was like sweet. And for an average 6-yard gain, like I don't care who ends up tackling someone.
When you played, did you also have that guy on the team that would like always just like hop on tackles at the end? To get the tackle padding that exists.
Yeah, it's usually a white linebacker.
It always is a white linebacker.
Yeah.
Y'all.
It might have been me at some points in my career, but
Yeah. If he's healthy, I think Eric Kendricks leads the team in tackles.
Sure.
If Eric Kendricks doesn't stay healthy, I would take Overshown, followed by Donovan Wilson.
I would say if
I
it's a
would say
safety though,
Overshown.
we might have some problems.
Yeah, and it's possible. I mean,
it's
the safety
possible.
who plays down a lot, you can end up involved in a bunch of stuff.
Good question there.
Donovan had a lot of tackles.
How important is Kendricks to this defense? Very.
I think he's important just because watching Damone Clark in practice,
He's so free.
I was so thrilled by how great he looked, and it didn't line up with how he looked when he was the linebacker on the field that had to call everything and line everybody up. When somebody else was there to do that part and just let him go play football, Damone Clark might lead this team in tackles.
Fair.
Yeah, he could.
Because he's just running around all over the place. But I will say, I think there's a lot of similarities in Kendricks and Louisville. Like Louisville's just like a baby one of Kendricks.
He just wants to hurt people.
Yeah. So I just
But he's
wonder.
so nice.
I just wonder if I think Louisville is your future Mike. I think that's what they look at him as.
I
Don't
think
you
that's
do
probably where you're picturing the guy who is so thump. Like Overshown
IQ.
looks like a more fluid cover guy, and Leofau is like head hunting, even if it's a pulling guard. He's like,
Right.
sure, let's smash into
Let's
each other.
die. let's die today. But yeah, so for me, if with Kendricks and hopefully he stays healthy and everything, then it would be Louisville.
Where's the one? We had this. We have
Do you
different
believe
things
in
like
Dak as one?
not a worthless stat. Come on, bruh. And I think that all of these things, there's 3 chats in a row that line up great for the same topic. Damone led last year, I believe, from T-Jack. Then not a worthless stat. Then I prefer the one that says, I love how Kavanaugh keeps it real. But that tells you all you need to know. Like Damone Clark wasn't, how do I
They
say
also
this?
had one active linebacker by the end of last year.
And he wasn't great last year.
Yeah.
Damone Clark was not a great player last year. He happened to be on the field and play linebacker a lot, so he had the most tackles.
Someone said who has the most tackle for loss, which I think
Micah. By a million.
DeMarcus.
Micah, by a million.
Like, are you including sacks?
Sacks count, so he'll get 18 sacks and another 12 tackles for loss. He'll have 30.
But in terms of non-sack
If we take away
TFLs,
sacks?
yeah,
Boy,
it's got to be DeMarcus.
wouldn't it be cool if Nealand was right there with Tank?
It could be.
Or if Overshown plays forward a bunch?
I think I was gonna say Overshown. That was gonna be mine
Or Wilson?
because he's just he can collapse that edge so quickly.
Because on the note with what McCarthy talked about today, though, like, okay, yeah, and again, to your point, like, all right, Mike, are you being honest about this? But, like, we'll see how much Overshown actually plays then.
I mean, he's
frankly.
actually-
it's just something to watch.
He's coming off an ACL,
And he is coming off an
so
ACL.
it is understandable that they're going to.
He's going to play.
He gonna play.
He's one of those guys that's going to find his way on the field. However, it might start off as just sit down for a little bit, honey, and then you can go back in.
And which coach is saying it in that tone?
Nobody, but that's how I would say it.
Is it Paul Gunter?
Yeah. That sound like Skanina.
Mike Zimmer?
That sound like Skanina.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The cussing.
Big calves, little voice.
Yo.
Wait, I got one from one of our diehards.
Oh, we got a diehard one.
Oh.
Oh.
Ben, we might have to do this tonight. This might have to happen tonight.
Oh, y'all talking mess.
Yeah.
Oh, this.
My fiance's out of town. This might have to happen tonight.
Okay.
Ben, I'll talk to you on the Discord about this, where you could also go on the Discord and challenge me to NCAA 25.
A challenge.
I want
Become
the
a diehard.
smoke.
Yeah, become
I
a
don't
diehard.
do video games, but y'all got it.
One other, I play Fortnite with somebody. That's the only game I have currently, and I could get back in Call of Duty, I guess. There was the one thing that somebody obviously is following me on Twitter, which I appreciate, because they said it's 5 years, 19 million too much for Trey Lance, because I don't know. Like, we've been off. It was a long holiday weekend.
Yeah.
Like, I'm minding my own business. All I did was go to sleep. And I had a dream that the Cowboys signed Trey Lance to a 5-year, $19 million contract. And I remember in the dream being like, obviously, this is a dream, and I'm not actually going to talk about this when I get to work, a 5-year contract for, and is that way too low or way too high? I don't even know. And in the dream, I was really trying to process, this is surely a dream, but I do remember the contract figures. It was 5 years and $19 million for Trey Lance.
$19 million for a number.
I would say that's just fine.
Y'all
That'd be a great deal.
You remember your dreams?
I wrote it down when I woke up.
Dude, I have some wild dreams sometimes.
You ever fallen asleep with a nicotine patch on?
No.
Woo! Oh, vivid nightmares, bro.
Melatonin gives me some scary dreams.
All right. I take magnesium glycinate and
Come again?
Me too.
magnesium glycinate.
How do you spell it?
It's GLY.
GLcinate.
CENITE.
I can spell it. I gotta write it down to spell it. Y'all not gonna do me like that.
I'm sorry. I think we got to go though, right?
Oh, we do have to go. Hey, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Thanks for checking out the DLLS Cowboys Podcast, and we will see you tomorrow unless we don't. We could always be fired any day, but I would bet on us. So remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through. Be cool to everyone.
Eliminate
We love
the
you.
contingencies.
Be easy. You're supposed to wait till I finish.
I'm so sorry.
We'll try again tomorrow.
I'm leaving.
We all silly like the mayor.